So dad chokes driver who tried to run Florida family off road in hate crime, Fed says. This article, the comment section is closed. I wonder why. After a driver tried forcing a family off the road in what prosecutors say was a racially motivated hate crime attack in Florida, the father fought back in self-defense. The roadway attack escalated at a red light when the man got out of his car, charged, and tried punching the father, court documents show. But the incident ended when the dad, who is black, got the man in a chokehold, according to officials. When Jordan Patrick Leahy, 29, didn't know was that the father is a martial artist who swiftly dodged his closed fist and kept Leahy restrained until Pinellas County deputies arrived, according to court documents. A federal jury in Tampa found Leahy guilty of a hate crime on August 24, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida. He faces up to 10 years in prison. When deputies arrived on the scene at the time, Leahy made comments showing his biased motive, including telling the officers that black people need to be kept in their areas. A news release from the attorney office says. McClatchy News contacted attorneys listed for Leahy for comment August 25th, but was awaiting a response. The attack goes back to when the father was driving his 4-year-old daughter and girlfriend home from a family dinner in Seminole on August 8, 2021, court documents show. They were driving southward in the left lane on Starkey Road when Leahy zoomed up with his car directly next to them and pretended to shoot at the family using gun hand gestures while shouting racial slurs, according to court documents. Then Leahy swerved into the family's lane and trying to run their car off the road before tailgating them as the father tried to get away, prosecutors say. Leahy's pursuit of the family went on for roughly a mile and a half until he sideswiped their car, causing the car's mirrors to collide, and then he sped off down the road, according to the court documents and the release. The father wanted to take a picture of Leahy's car to report the attack to police, so he followed him down Starkey Road until they both came to a red light, court documents state. This is when prosecutors say Leahy got out of his car and tried assaulting the father while hurling more racial slurs at him. No one should be targeted, threatened, intimidated, or assaulted because of their race, U.S. Attorney Roger Hanberg said in a statement. The defendant in this case acted upon his bigoted beliefs and put an entire family and others' safety at risk. Leahy previously pleaded guilty to battery and DUI charges in connection to the incident, according to court documents. He's facing a fine of up to $250,000 as part of his sentence, according to the release. Pinellas County is on Florida's Gulf Coast, just west of Tampa. See, this is the thing. This man with his daughter and his girlfriend, they were minding their business, driving around, and this white man comes along out of nowhere and decide, well, black people don't belong there, and then he involves in intimidation. It reminds me, many years ago, when I was in Florida, I was in a rental car. I was in Miami Beach, and there was a white man in a van, and this guy was like blocking me in, he stopped at the light and blocking me in like let's say like cars double parked in front or what have you, and this guy is like trying to for no reason, came out of nowhere. It's not like I cut him off. I don't even drive that way. Like some people cut you off, they go through the lights. I don't drive like that. Never drive like that. And this guy was trying to cut me off and block me in just like that for no reason. So I'm reading this stuff here now, and this brings back memories. And this was going back into the 1990s. This was before you had this stand your ground law. So I can imagine if it during the time it's stand your ground, this guy might have found a reason to shoot me for no reason. So when people talk about, people complain about discrimination. No, discrimination is not over, because you got people out there who feel entitled. Like he said, black people shouldn't be coming through here. This is not an area for them. And I mean, let's not even go through to remind people of how wrong that is. It's just that this is the kind of environment that we live in, where people judge you by the color of your skin and figure that, you're not a good person based on your race. What about like the guy from Florida who was killed? He was with his girlfriend in Alabama. I think they were out in the forest, and there was a white woman who claimed she was stranded. She needed help with a car. So you want to do the right thing. Somebody telling you they can't get the car started. You need help. And he went to help this woman, then she turned around, pulled a gun on him, tell him go fire. But he had a gun too. And then as she started shooting, he shot, and he was able to shoot her, but she was able to kill him. You see, because she had a gun out first. However, police did manage to arrest her, take her to the hospital, and she had a friend and a child there too. Her friend was arrested. So you can't just, and the reason I'm mentioning that is because the guy who was killed was white, and he was trying to help this white woman, and she turned around, either wanted to rob him or what have you, and tried to force him into the forest, and she was able to kill him. So the girlfriend is left without her boyfriend, and guy was only in his 20s. So you can't just look at people and judge people as whether they're good or bad based on their race or the color of their skin. Like in this case here, where this guy is trying to run this black motorist off the road, just judging people just by their race, which is so repugnant that we live in America and people still carry on this garbage. So I hope he gets 10 years in prison, and I really hope they charge him a $250,000 fine. So if he has a house in Florida, which chances are he probably does have one, that he will have to sell his house to pay for that fine. That's really how backward and racist some people can be, and it will cost them a lot of money.